So let's pick up the crunch time tape at the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. We're a little surprised that it was a crunch time type of game with the way the Warriors had been playing early in this game. But 104-103. Nice little pass there by Jimmy Butler. Good cut by Steph. Warriors up 1. It's Stephon Castle, who's going to win the Rookie of the Year award. What an impressive young man. That's a big-time three right there by Champagnie. 14 points for him. 3 of 7 for the three-point line of Spurs. Just would not go away. A brutal turnover right there. Keldon Johnson. This is great defense by Draymond Green. He turns it over, but he gets back, uses his verticality. A great defensive play right there. Zena, look at this.
Straight up. And didn't use him at the bottom, towards the body. Didn't push his body into him. Straight up, got the play, but not enough. I mean, I really respect Keldon Johnson for going at Draymond. This is what you wanted, right? You wanted to see this early from Draymond himself, going at the bodies of the Spurs. But no, Keldon Johnson, and then that amazing sneak pass by Castle. I mean, great court vision, and Keldon Johnson positioning himself perfectly in that shooter's pocket right in the short corner.
Yep, and we were wondering, Mully, why Harrison Barnes fouled right there. They were over the limit as the Warriors earlier in the last minute of the game got fouled there. Draymond hits the free throws. And then Harrison Barnes. Really just a broken play. Jimmy Butler with great defense, Mully. But HB, as we mentioned in our pregame show, has been red hot from the three-point line. He attempted 9 field goals tonight. They were all for the three-point line, and he nailed 6 of them.
Yeah, he came in hot, Bonte, shooting 56% from the three-point line, and made up for his mental mistake. He definitely made a mental mistake at the other end by fouling Draymond Green late in the shot clock. And this was a little fake handoff to keep. Jimmy Butler played really good defense, but a hot shooter. Harrison Barnes knocks down the biggest shot of the game. So a stunning loss for the Warriors.
Stephen Curry, he had it rolling. Look, this is his 6th season of his NBA career with over 300 made threes. He's the only person in that club. We know that. Stephen Curry, 30 points, 12 of 24 on the back end of a back-to-back. Obviously, he got to chill in the fourth quarter last night. Didn't play more than 25 minutes, but 5 of 14 for the three-point line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And more importantly to me, Mully, just 1 turnover from the chef.
Yeah, played a great game, Bonte. As you said, you see in the field goal attempts, the efficiency, 14 threes. I mean, he's moving well with and without the basketball. He's had 2 great games since that tough game against Houston.
Yeah, he had such a nimble game tonight, coming off of screens incredibly hard. I called that out several times, watching him trying to lose his defender because Castle was on Curry tonight. Really, really tough. But Stephen Curry still found his shot, still found a way to produce, which he needed to do on the back end of a back-to-back. And you would have hoped that his teammates could have picked up, but unfortunately got the L.
Yeah, of course, the 300 made threes club. Stephen Curry's all over that. He's got multiple passes into that club. James Harden in 2018-19 hit 378 threes. The Ant-Man, he attempts about 10 threes per game at 305. And then Malik Beasley with a very, very good season for the Detroit Pistons, who will be in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and they're battling for a top 6 seed right now. But Steph moved around great, and he took a professional approach tonight, Zena, in how he went about his business, knowing how important this game was tonight. Well, the second quarter here, where San Antonio outscores the Warriors 32-19. Zena, let's go ahead and pick up that 19-3 run to start to start the second quarter, I should say. Zena, we were walking in the arena, and the Warriors were rolling up 35-30. Next thing you know, I went to go get some coffee. The Spurs are up 7, 42-35. And you're asking me what happened. I'm saying, I don't know what happened. The Spurs came out and erased that deficit at the end of the first quarter. A 19-3 run to start the second frame.
And here's Kelsey attacking the basket with force. This is what you saw all second quarter. The attacking the basket, ball movement, great cuts, great timely cuts by the Spurs, getting into the faces of the Warriors and also hitting their outside shots. Let's be real. Going into the third quarter, the Warriors were lucky to only be down by, I think, 4 points. Like literally the way that the Spurs were shooting, they had so many open shots that they just didn't knock them down.
Let's talk about Jimmy Butler's performance tonight, because a lot of chatter about him not taking enough field goal attempts. Maybe he needs to be a bit more selfish offensively. Well, he attempted 8 field goal attempts, but he was able to get to the free throw line 17 times. He made 16 of them. 7 assists, 4 rebounds, trying to get his teammates involved. But since he's become a member of the Golden State Warriors, Bully, 37% of his points has come from the free throw line. I think people are expecting more offense for him within the half court sets without Stephen Curry when he goes to the bench.
Right, but Bonte, look at the efficiency numbers. Now, how you generate those points. Jimmy Butler's not going to shoot a lot of threes. That's not his game. Mm-hmm. I think it's a strength that he understands that.
Is there a possession or kind of maybe an aspect to this one that stings the most?
No, not a possession. I just felt like we never, other than the first 5 minutes of the game and the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. And I never felt like we had control of them defensively. And so we left the door open. We know they're a really good three-point shooting team. They made 17 last night against the Clippers and hung in there and gave them a tough game. So this was not a surprise to see this kind of effort from the Spurs, but we couldn't contain them defensively. And when you do that, you leave the door open for for shots like they hit, like the one Harrison hit at the end.
You were minus 16 in the non-Steph
minutes.
Yeah. How significant was that?
Huge. I thought that was the key to the game. Top of the second, top of the fourth. We played two great quarters tonight, first quarter and third quarter. And then both of those quarters, top second, top four, they blitzed us. I think they went 19-3 in the second quarter. And then to go into the fourth with a 12-point lead and immediate, I think it was maybe a 12-4 start, in the fourth. And those were the two key stretches of the game.
I think you had 3 turnovers in the last minute or so, one on inbound, some other entry passes. Mm-hmm. So that just sloppy passing, or were there some overplaying that you guys just couldn't make up for?
I think sloppy execution. Our spacing wasn't great, and so they made some good plays there. For the most part for the game, we took care of the ball, and then in those last 2 minutes, and we've been playing really well down the stretch of games, closing games well. Tonight we weren't able to do it.
Obviously, we all know what this could mean for playoff standings. Do you talk to your team about that? Do you need something to try to change the mood or change the momentum after something like this?
This is the NBA, This is how it works. Everybody's good. Everybody's got talent. You're always vulnerable, no matter who you are. And it's going down to the wire for a reason. There's a lot of great teams in the West, and there's very few easy games. There's just very few games that fall into place. And because of the three-point line in the modern NBA, you're always vulnerable, and that's what got us tonight, 18 threes.
Coach, obviously a disappointing loss with you guys trying to win out the rest of the game so that you could make sure that you were in a pretty good position going into the playoffs now, dropping to the 7th seed. If you could share, what do you say to your team after a loss like this? What are you telling them looking forward after something like this to avoid?
We're already in the playoffs, and so this is what the playoffs feel like. A lot of pressure, lot on the line, tough losses. And so the only thing you can do is you pick up your chin and off the floor, and you get back at it the next day. So we got a huge game in Portland, and we'll fly there tomorrow and get these guys ready and right back at it.
Steve, what was harder to take, the late turnovers by your veteran guys, or the fact that the Spurs shot better than 70% in that fourth quarter against your defense? What was tougher?
All of it. I mean, to lose a 12-point lead to start the quarter at home, that's tough. But give the Spurs credit; they played a great game, and Harrison has been hot for a couple weeks, and even the shots he missed tonight were halfway down. He hit just an incredible shot to win the game. So we try to pick up the pieces from this and get right back at it tomorrow, or Friday, I guess, in Portland, and look at the tape, see where we can get better, and that's what we're going to do.
We said keep an eye on Harrison Barnes. Well, he goes 6 of 9 for the three-point line. He scores 20, including the dagger, the buzzer beater, Zena. And we talked about his hot streak coming into this game, shooting 56% from the three-point line in the month of April.
And we talked about the fact that he is leading the efforts. He led the effort for the 17-point comeback against Cleveland. He led the effort against a deficit against the Clippers. This is a veteran that has been leading his team with poise. And tonight he closed it for the Spurs.
And then the battle of the benches, the Warriors are minus 24 in bench production. You don't see that this season, Moe.
Coming in, Golden State was 1, San Antonio was number 2. But Keldon Johnson goes for 21, had a huge bucket with his left hand in the post. St. John, small forward, Julian Champagny goes for 14. And Sandro Mamashkavili goes for 11 off the bench. The big kid from Seton Hall.
No, you love that
Look
kid.
at you, the Big East showing up.
I like that. Look at the Big East here. And don't let them hang around. The Spurs were up 4 at the half. Warriors went into the fourth quarter up 12. Warriors are records in 42-4 when going into the fourth quarter with their lead. They're now 42-5 and now 21-2 at home when going into the fourth quarter with the lead. So they let the Spurs hang around, and the bit them in the butt as Harrison Barnes hit him with the buzzer beater. And let's watch it again, because really he had just committed a boneheaded foul. Let's just keep it real on Draymond Green. Draymond Green nails both free throws to tie the game. It really a broken play, nowhere to go. Jimmy Butler with good defense, and Harrison Barnes says, you know what, I'm going to let it fly. And it hit nothing but net, Mully.
Yeah, as you said, Bonte, I think they were looking for a fake handoff and maybe a switch messed up. Jimmy Butler did a great job. And sometimes those shots, they're a little easier when the shot clock's running down. It's a tie score. You're not going to lose the game. Mm-hmm. So you kind of shoot it free and easy. You mentioned Bonte. Harrison Barnes has been shooting so well lately. That basket's looking big to him.
And all right, Draymond Green, he got off to a hot start in the first quarter at 5-4. He finished the night with 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. 3 turnovers, 2 steals, but played some great defense down the stretch. You have to tip your cap to Keldon Johnson. He went at Draymond Green down the stretch. Great defensive play by Draymond after a turnover. Later on, Keldon Johnson went one-on-one with them. But overall, a good stat line. You'll live with that stat line. He was flirting with a triple-double, Zena.
Yeah, he was incredibly disruptive all night. There were several plays in which, through his help rotations, you saw him stop driving, because Stephon Castle driving to the basket.
We're going to be scratching our head over this one as we take a look, as we go flying above the rim, courtesy of OAK. And as Fezzi would say, who is it? We got the best dunks of the night. Look at Looney.
Go get
JK.
it.
Let's go, Z. Okay.
Wow.
I love that. There we go. Moses Moody going to the rack. He's been doing this a lot lately.
I think I made Fezzi proud.
Yeah, you made us all proud, Zena.
As Moses did too with this dunk right here down the middle of the paint.
And Arkansas coming down the middle.
No doubt. Here, Arkansas. There it is. Oh, we're going to take a look at the wild Western Conference on the other side, because, folks, we have some shakeups in the standings. Lakers visiting the Dallas Mavericks, and the first time Luka has gone back to his original team, and he had tears in his eyes during his video tribute. Led the Mavericks to the NBA Finals last season. He was shook, but you know what? He shook it off in the first half and scored 31 big ones, including this step back right there in the paint. That's what Luka does, especially after getting ejected last night. A bogus technical foul assessed by JT Orr, one of the officials in this league. The NBA rescinded it, and Luka was happy as he kept balling. Austin Reeves, he's had a hell of a season. Oh, Mully, if I could just get up like that one time in my life. See, how's it feel to get up there that high?
Top of the box when you're 40.
Wow. It was
Amazing.
77 degrees in Dallas today.
Oh, boy. Wow, that's good.
Number 77 was cooking, too.
Yes, he was. Again, 31 points in the first half. Luka finished with 45 tonight for the Dallas Mavericks, but for the LA Lakers. But the Dallas Mavericks, they fall back there in the fourth quarter, down 3.
Oh.
But that's Larry Bird-like.
Wow.
That's insane.
Magic tricks.
Look at that place.
Packed. Sad, too. A lot of tears. Luka wasn't the only one crying. Kings hosting the Denver Nuggets, who just fired their coach Mike Malone, and Zach LaVine coming over from the Bulls with a step-back 3. That's what he does. Kings down 4 late in the fourth quarter. As the Nuggets had a 15-point lead, Keon Ellis with a nice little float game right there. Kings down 5, but the Denver Nuggets was able to extend their lead, and that's a big-time 3 right there. The Nuggets get a big win in the state capitol up at the G1C, and they needed it big time. Jokic with a monster night. And Houston Rockets, they're like, we're going to ice and chill.
We're good.
We got a 2 seed in our pocket. Let's go enjoy LA. Maybe we'll go to Disneyland.
Right.
California Adventures.
Where's dinner tonight?
Exactly. But James Harden coming in to take a night off because the Clippers want one of those top 4 seeds in the Western Conference, and they are rolling. They came in winning 8 of their last 10. Everybody's shooting the ball well for the Clippers down at the Intuit Dome, and we'll see them on Sunday right here at Chase. There's Derrick Jones Jr. with a 3, and then Kawhi Leonard, folks. He is healthy. He's playing on back-to-backs, and he is ready to roll as the Clippers blow out the Houston Rockets 134-117. But Ime Company, look at, he's all laughing. He's chilling. They're going to have fun in L.A. as we take a look at the wild Western Conference standings.
Yeah!
There we go, baby. We got action in the standings. The Rockets clinch the 2 seed. The Lakers sitting in the 3 spot, 49-31. But you look at the Warriors logo, folks. They are back in the box at 47-33. Half game up on the Minnesota T-Wolves, but they do own the tiebreaker over Minnesota, and they own the tiebreaker over Memphis, who jumps to the 6th spot. Now, it's important to know that Memphis has a back-to-back coming up. They host the Minnesota T-Wolves tomorrow night. Then they have to travel all the way to Denver, Colorado for a game on Friday. So the Warriors, it's not over yet for them to jump into the top 6, but they're going to have to win out against Portland and that Clippers team that you just saw. So, again, a devastating loss, Zena, because we see the Warriors back in back in the box. So the Warriors have to win out and hope for help. They need Memphis to get one more loss to create a tie for 6 because the Warriors do own the tiebreaker. And you see the Grizzlies last 3 games, Minnesota, Denver, and Dallas. So the hope is for the Warriors is that Memphis splits one of these next 2 games.
Pretty much. And again, it's about the fact that the Warriors now have to take care of their business and they got to stick their nose in other people's business in order to make sure they get a spot in the top 6. I mean, this is tough.
Yeah, man, shout out Draymond knocking down them free throws. I got trapped on that play, threw it back. Did he do it? I don't know if he did it intentionally or whatever he decided to do. Draymond made them free throws, and obviously a big shot that next possession. You give a team life and give them the ability to make a run, finish the fourth quarter like they did, then it's make or miss at the end of the game, whether it's going to overtime or not. And you never want to put yourself in that position. We did and got bit by it.
Where do you feel like you guys kind of screwed this one up most?
I think we had 2 stretches, first half, second half. I don't know the time specific, but where we just got lax defensively and gave up a lot of straight line drives to the basket. We were pretty soft on the ball. They were just driving the paint, getting to the rim, offensive rebounds, or finding open threes. And those 2 stretches gave them life, gave them the belief that it was worth fighting. And after that first quarter start, you let your foot off the gas pedal and you give a team an ability to make plays. They're an NBA team too. They're gonna take advantage of it, and they did.
There's still so much to sort out standings-wise, and there's still paths for you guys to get 5th and 6th and all that. But I guess how significant did this loss feel considering, the position you had set yourself up, prior to tonight?
I mean, we know where we're at. We know that every game is important. It's been important for like the last 2 weeks. And we've done a lot to give ourselves a chance to climb pretty high considering where we were before the trade deadline. And then these last 2 home games, it sucks. Like, for different reasons, Houston and tonight, 2 games that you feel like were winnable and should have won. And I don't know how it'll impact the ending of where we end up after Sunday, but we still do have 2 games. We got to win both of them. See what happens. Just made it a little harder on ourselves.
You guys had 3 turnovers in the last minute or so. I think you had one of them on the inbounds. Was it just their pressure was forcing perfect passing? Was it a little bit sloppy passing? What was going on there in those turnovers?
2 of them were just bad spacing. Mine was just a bad pass. Like, we were trying to set up a play to get Jimmy the ball and then have some action around. And, HB was kind of all over him. I tried to tuck it in there low so he could get it, but he got a deflection. That stuff happens. Tough timing, obviously. But it honestly shouldn't come down to those 3 possessions, even though we still had a chance to win because we played well enough for stretches, majority of the game, to create separation, give ourselves or maintain the momentum. But again, when you give come down to a possession here, possession there down the stretch, anything can happen in this league.
Steph, ahead of the game, I asked Coach Kerr about the preparation going into this matchup, being that it was the second of a back-to-back. And he said that the leadership between you, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond would be able to get the team ready and understand the urgency of this game. Given the results of this game, knowing the implications of the next 2, is the weight heavier on you guys to make sure everyone is ready for the next 2 games so that you guys can make the best possibility going into the play-in or playoffs, or is there no weight at all?
No, there's definitely weight, and there's been weight for a while. We understand. I mean, our record's been great in the last 20-plus games, and every one of them we felt a sense of urgency. So with 2 games left, you can kind of narrow down the it's 48 minutes on Friday is going to be important. Sunday the same. We've had a very professional approach and very consistent, level we've been playing at. Our execution tonight just wasn't great, and a good team will bounce back from it and take care of business these next 2 and then go from there. So we have to prove that we're a good team.
As we check out the final team stat comparison and look at the numbers, Mully, you mentioned it. The Warriors' offense was a bit clunky tonight. 42% from the floor, 33% from the three-point line. San Antonio had it rolling, shooting nearly 40% from 3 and 48% from the floor. You see the assist numbers, as Zena mentioned, 15 assists in the second half for San Antonio, and they outperformed the Warriors' bench. San Antonio's bench came in as a top 3 bench in the league.
In the fourth quarter, what mostly went wrong?
Didn't happen in the fourth quarter. It happened in the second quarter. End of the first quarter, second quarter, we just started giving up straight line drives. They found a rhythm. That's when it happened. We found a way to get the lead back, but we never don't mess around with games. Mess around with games in this league, you lose. So that's what happened.
You guys have been pretty good in the non-Steph minutes since Jimmy's been here tonight. I think minus 16. I guess one of those pockets is the one you're talking about. But, I guess what were the issues with those kind of lines?
Couldn't get a stop. Couldn't get into nothing good offensively. Couldn't get a stop.
Trey, when it comes to the leadership on this team, Steve Kerr, head coach Steve Kerr, said earlier that it was because of you, Steph, and Jimmy that you guys could get the team ready. How much of a weight is it on you guys now? Like you just said, you can't mess around in this league. How much of a weight is it on you guys to make sure everyone else is ready for the next 2 games, including, of course, you 3?
Yeah, definitely got to make sure people are ready to play, but we are professionals and you know what's at stake. You got to come in ready to go.
And when you say mess around, do you think there was a lack of focus for this?
There's a lack of grit. Sometimes it don't take focus. Sometimes it takes grit. There's a lack of that.
Is that stunning to you that it would happen in this moment, this late in the season with this much on the line?
It's upsetting. I wouldn't say stunning. It's upsetting.
Tonight was a fascinating basketball game.
Nice
Looney,
read.
nice read there. We've seen that over the years. Spinning Iguodala, Draymond Green, but JK getting up there, reminding everybody he still has
Tic-tac-toe, Air Congo.
There you go. I like that, Willie.
There it is. I like that, too. Good touch by Kevon on that, too.
Pass.
Absolutely there. Kuminga played in 18 minutes.
Hey!
Turn the corner and get up every time.
Moses Moody, one of his 3 field goals made tonight. He's been doing that a lot lately,
Yeah.
Zeta.
Rim-wrecking Razorback.
Look at you, Willie.
Look
You're
at
deep
you.
in your bag. You've been reinvigorated.
I love this. Unfortunately, the Warriors need to be on your level right now.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Willie's ready for the playoffs. He's in playoff form right now. Play number 1. Steph, would you have this dance
Through the
with me?
legs. Splash.
300 made threes for the 6th time in his NBA career.
You know what it is.
This is so smooth.
You know what it is.
What is it, Willie?
Steffortless. I mean, it is
Shout
what
out
it
Kenny
is.
Smith.
Clyde right now.
Shout out Kenny Smith.
Shaking, baking, winning, spinning.
And there's 80 games down, 2 to go. And yes, the Clippers on Sunday, but as it was proven
What
tonight.
are those logos doing here?
This could be the play-in, Bully. We could be working Tuesday
Want no
or
piece of
Wednesday.
that.
I don't either.
Want
But you know
no
what?
piece of that.
You better take care of business against the Blazers on the road at the Moda Center.
And get help.
Where it will be rocking. And you need help again, folks. We can just go through it. The Warriors have to win out. If they want to be in the top 6, they have to win out. They cannot lose a game. And Memphis has to go at least 2-1.
Yeah, the Trailblazers played in Salt Lake City tonight. They lost in overtime, but they put up 126. And Zena, you mentioned Matisse Thybulle a long, rangy, athletic defender. Tumani Kamara, same big-time defender. They can score the ball. Shaden Sharp's the one guy. He's one of the best athletes in the league. So as you said, Bonte, forget about Memphis, forget about the Clippers. The Motor Center, that's where your focus is.
No doubt about that. And San Antonio steals a victory over the Golden State Warriors. And Harrison Barnes hits a buzzer beater. We got more coverage on this game coming up from Dubs Talk Live.